So I'm a bit late to the party when it comes to the mansion update. The information dropped a few days ago, but I'm going to be going over some features that I am looking forward to and things that I'm going to be looking at right away when the mansion update drops. So first things first, you got to pick your location. I'm probably going to do it based on either what looks the best, or I'm going to be doing it based off of what's closest to the rest of my properties. The one thing I am mostly excited for is the exterior. So everyone knows in GTA, the interior is for each player by themselves, so no other players interrupt you. But the mansion clearly specifies that the outside is going to be pretty packed with features. So I'm curious to see how they handle this. I think every player is going to have their own instance of the mansion where you enter from the front gate and you're able to access all the decks and all the pools and all the amenities on the outside by yourself without being interrupted by other players. Moving on to the outside features, I'm curious about the expansive driveway. I'm curious if we are going to be able to actually store our cars on the outside. So like I said, the gate is going to be your main entrance, and so I'm wondering if you can come inside and have some cars stored on the driveway of your mansion. Or maybe it might be like the bunker where you can bring your cars inside but it's not actually stored there and just kind of there temporarily. Another thing is the yoga area. This is funny to me because it's bringing back Michael, and if you remember, Michael has the infamous yoga mission. So I'm interested to see if we have yoga as an activity and if we have a mission with Michael to do yoga. Next is the gym equipment. Now, I wouldn't think Rockstar would mention the gym equipment if we weren't actually able to work out. I believe this will probably be able to increase your strength, but I feel like most players probably have their strength increased to the max already. But I find this cool because we saw this in the GTA 6 trailer with Jason working out on the beach. So I want to see what the mechanics of this look like because it will tell us something about what GTA 6 will be like as well. Next is the kennels. I mean, this clearly means we're able to get pets in GTA Online. I saw other pets as well. There's multiple different variations of dogs. There was even a cat as well. Up in here, if you look on the right side, we have a cat. So there's going to be a variety of pets we could probably get. The garage is obviously a feature that every property has, but I hope it is a 20-car garage and not just a 10-car garage. For the helipad, I'm looking to see if we have only one helicopter, just like the yachts, or if we're able to call any of our Pegasus helicopters, or maybe even personal helicopters. The AI is probably going to be one of the coolest things, specifically because they mention personal assistance and business service technology. So I want to see how it benefits you just for the user experience and on the GTA business side. I know the assistant in the CEO office has a few features like letting you call your car from the impound for $1,000. So I want to see what the AI assistant will have. And I'm curious on the business side, what it can help us do our businesses, do earnings, and all that stuff. And another thing I've noticed about the AI is it mentions one of 3 distinct personas. If you look up here, this picture is changing between 3 different icons. We have the tuxedo, we have some other outfit, and then we have a mask. So I want to know what these 3 different personas are and what makes them different. I hope we have one that's kind of like Jarvis and just constantly sarcastic. And you also see in the trailer as well that it has names for these. The featured amenities I'm not so crazy for. The mansion party just reminds me of the parties in the penthouse. And the security team is something I'm curious about because I don't understand why we need the security team. Do our mansions get raided like our businesses? Or is this going to be just kind of like a gimmick feature? Now moving on to the interior, we have all these different rooms and I'm curious if these are also going to be add-ons like we had in the penthouse where you have to pay for each of the rooms. Now moving on to the rooms themselves, the first 2 are just probably regular things that we could expect. The cozy cigar room is interesting to me because I saw someone mention that will we be able to play as Michael the same way we were able to play as a Lamar and Franklin, and we had some missions where we had to go in the weed room, and now this place we have the cigar room. The office is obviously cool as well. We're going to have the master control terminal, and if you look closely it mentions the name of the AI here, which is Angel. So like I said, all 3 of those personas have a different name. Up next is the elegant trophy room, and I'm actually pretty excited for this one as well because I like doing the collectible stuff. So I'm assuming that there's probably some missions, some objectives that you need to be able to collect all of these different trophies. And if you look at the back, you also see a car, which I'm assuming this is where your podium vehicle will be able to be stored. The last three are okay. I mean, I feel like the secure vault is probably just going to be like the safe where it'll just stack up if you have more money or you have more items in the game. Nothing, I don't think it'll have any sort of, actual value for any business or missions, to be honest. It's cool that we can customize the place just like the penthouse. I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick, to be honest. I'm debating between the first two. Now with the optional upgrades, the podium is probably something I'm really excited for. It just looks cool. It won't have any cool features. It's just something cool to have as a collector myself. The other three features here are pretty basic. We already have the armory and a bunch of buildings, and we also have the vehicle workshop. Arcade is also pretty cool, but we already have an arcade ourselves, so it's not really going to be used as much, I won't lie. Now, the newswire itself has a lot more information. It talks about the introduction of the update and talks about new missions, stop the development of a mass surveillance network in an all-new action-packed adventure, along with exquisite new vehicles to collect, the return of a familiar face, and much more. So it's going to be like AI missions combined with the Michael missions. Now, the ultimate residence. So it talks a lot about the AI assistants, which will aid with professional and personal tasks that maximize your potential. So again, this feature looks to be some user experience upgrades that make your life a little bit more easier when playing the game. Then we go on to the business benefits. They talk about people who are not content to rest on their luxurious laurels, which is basically saying that they also have enhancements to help protect and expand your bottom line, including production boosts for your businesses, compliments of your new virtual assistant. So I think this means if you buy the AI, it will boost the production speeds for some of your businesses. Maybe it might be like the Acid Lab where you have to go in and you only have a limited amount of time to use it per day and it only runs for maybe 30 minutes, just, similar to the Acid Lab. And an optional private security detail. Maybe this is something where you're hidden from the radar, maybe you can call in security while you are doing deliveries, not sure about that. Then it goes into a bunch of cars and new GTA Plus member benefits. I'm upset that they're locking some of this stuff behind GTA Plus, but they mentioned that you will be able to control your staff members remotely at select businesses. So this means, for example, your bail officers, Rooster in the hangar, Loop in your cargo warehouse. Instead of going there, you can just kind of do it from that Vinewood app. Then they mention extra perks for mansion owners. I really hope it's not something that's really cool because it kind of sucks that they're putting stuff behind a paywall now. And this was also very interesting to me. A safe house in the hills will also introduce new missions with no luxury property purchase required. So this makes me think that there's going to be two different lines of missions, one with Michael and one without Michael. And I say that because you see Michael going to your mansion and there's a lot of scenes of him inside your mansion. So it doesn't make sense for the Michael missions to be, doable without having bought the mansion property. And then they go on to mention several experience upgrades, which I always love to see, things that just make the quality of life in GTA Online a bit better. So those are basically the new features I'm excited for when it comes to the new update and the things I will be looking at first when the update drops tomorrow. Can't wait to play and drop some more content for you guys tomorrow.